Hey, this video I just wanted to talk about where I am now in terms of behaviours because I feel like there's been this huge shitstorm basically, and it's been messy in my head, but behaviour wise, I seem to have kind of, now that the dust has settled from the kind of the craziness of the past couple of weeks and just the overwhelm and everything, I think the dust has settled in a slightly better place than I was before. Ish. Um, I definitely have less binge urges, and I am binging less, and I'm reaching the point of being uncomfortably full less and to a lesser extent. I'm much more able to have food in the house without feeling that I have to eat it, and the types of food that I'm able to tolerate having around me without just eating them, whether I need them or not, are much, much more varied. And there are, providing I'm not actually hungry, I would say it's only like a small selection of foods that I really can't cope with having in the house. So that's fantastic. But I'm now 4 or 5 days or so away from my last coaching session, and I can see the creep of old behaviours coming back. So now that I have all this food around me, I more and more, especially today, I did more restricting than I usually would during the day, or more. Oh, I just restricted full stop. I haven't been restricting at all. So that's another thing that's changed. I'm really not restricting, but then I did today, and I used my lock boxes during the day, which I haven't done for what feels like ages, at least sort of 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. And I kind of mini binged a little bit in the evening. So there's a creep of all this stuff coming back. And then what I found myself doing is, because I got to that point where I'm like, oh, I'm starting to feel full, but I now just feel a bit out of control and a bit lost and a bit panic food, kind of just not in the room fully. I started chewing with the intention of spitting the food out. And that's happened a few times now. And that is basically how the chewing and spitting started. Is that I find myself in this frenzy where I don't want to eat anymore because I'm stuffed, and I don't want to be uncomfortable and pay the price of feeling horrendous tomorrow, of gaining weight, of aggravating my IBS. But I feel stressed and trapped in the process and in the moment and not really with it, and what feels like the drive I have is to keep eating. So I eat and then I spit it out. And what I've been doing is doing that and sort of catching myself and allowing myself to do it with like a couple of mouthfuls and then drawing the line there. Whereas before it would be, okay, now let's walk to the shop and buy all the food in the world intentionally to chew it all and spit it all out. So I haven't been doing that, but I've been doing mini versions, and I know that's a slippery slope that I could obviously fall down if I didn't get stuck back into the recovery process ASAP. And then with that discomfort, there's still the it'd be quite nice to just throw that back up. And my IBS is a lot worse, and I don't really know why. Although I'm sure there are tons of things that it could be, and my mind is having a great time trying to work out what it could be. Is it because I've had loads of fizzy drinks? Is it too much sugar? Is it because I'm eating more frequently? Is it because I'm eating too much? Is it because I've had more wheat? Is it? And that's just another planning game. And I am desperate to do something restrictive and drastic to try and beat my body into behaving and beat my gut into behaving. And that's the other bit that's creeping back, is I am more and more and more tempted to significantly restrict. So to lock all my food away for the whole day and just not eat, take all the drugs, have no food, give my gut a rest in the hope that my bloating and general discomfort will go away. And at the moment, I'm just about keeping that stuff in check, although I wouldn't be surprised if I do restrict a little bit over the next few days. And I know that probably seems mad to say that because I'm in control of that. I can just not. But there's also... I don't know. No, I'm not even going to try and justify it. It just is. I might do that a little bit if I feel like it will help me manage in the moment. But I won't take it to extremes. I know I won't do that because I'm too scared of the binges that follow. That's just some rationalisation. That is some bullshit rationalisation of hanging on to behaviours that are all the problem. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. I'm seeing my coach again in a few days, so I'll be straight back into the process, and I could see her sooner, but I just don't quite have, I don't have the energy and the oomph and the kind of, I need to be ready to properly galvanise myself to actually stick with things, to stick with the meal plan that's set. And at the moment I haven't quite got the energy to just do that. So I'm giving myself another few days.